saved it just in time. Holy shit. None of you know what just happened, but I do. Welcome back, everyone, to Masters and Muses, our Dragon Age game here on Russell's Barbarian Gaming. And I'm your game master, Aloysius, here with all of my lovely players this evening. It's the season finale, everybody.
Yay!
And before we get into what happened last time and what shenanigans may end up be getting up to this time, I'll have everyone introduce themselves in a clockwise fashion, starting with Tiara.
Okay, hi, I'm Tiara. Hi, I'm Tiara, or T. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. And I play Adelaide Montbelliard, who is just a normal servant, just kind of an average Joe Schmo, caught between a weird kind of toxic power pull back and forth with some, let's say, eccentric players in the city. And she's just kind of surveying that whole situation. But I will now pass it down to Diver.
Hello, I'm Diver. I'm playing the sister, Muriel Kenrick. You know her and love her now. Blessed be all in the lay of the maker. This is the season finale, but my question for our storyteller is it the end? Is this? It can't be the end, can it?
At the very least, a very key thing has not happened yet. And unless it happens this episode, which quite frankly I do not see it happening. No, this will not be the end.
There you go, fans in our audience here. Season 4 is confirmed. There it is. For your viewing pleasure, we will be back for season 4. And with that announcement, I am going to pass it to our favorite, Aosia here, our other favorite, as it were, because we compete for that title sometimes. So.
No. Your first statement was correct. Here comes the big dog. Aosia we're not even gonna say of the White Spire, because she's her own elven woman, right? She's her own elf. I don't know if there's a term for female elf. But basically, I'm the baddest bitch to have ever walked through Orlais. The Spire does not know what to do with all that. To be fair, I don't even know what to do with all that. She might not be blessed in certain ways, but she is blessed through the power of the forces behind her. She's like if a Jedi was a lot more violent and willing to do a lot more crazy shit.
That would be called a Sith.
Yeah, or at the very least a dark Jedi.
Yeah, I'd say she kind of toes the line to a degree. She, we're on that border of Sith, but I think my natural exuberance and my girly pop energy stopped me from totally going to the dark side. And to be honest, red and black are. So we lean towards lighter skin and all. It's beautiful. Aside from that, I don't really have much to say. You pretty much at this point, it's season 3, episode 8. We really know her. What's not to love? And you know what? Someone we do love who's near and dear, although we don't know too much about him sometimes. Who lurks in the shadows. And we would love to see him a little bit more. Frederick, my boyfriend! No. Buki Obiari, aka the Godfather.
Hello, everyone. Tom. I play Buccio Viore. Just an ordinary guy, but I guess he's surrounded by these extraordinary individuals who might maybe drag him out into the light a little bit. We'll see. We'll see what happens, or he may choose to just not get involved. We'll see.
I was saying, we shall see indeed. But when last we left off, Aosia and Muriel had a clandestine meeting at the harbor, just the two of them, a little one-on-one, where Aosia was essentially like, "You're a bitch," and Muriel said, "Yes, but actually no. Here's the tea," and Aosia said, "I don't know what to do with that," and and came to at least a little bit of an understanding with each other over someone who is no longer with them, but that they both cared for to some extent in varying ways. And Ade had a also had a bit of a one-on-one, but it was a little more tense. And well, I don't know if it was more tense. It was a different kind of tense, where Ade spoke with her mother, who was preparing to leave for the countryside, as she no longer is feeling welcome. Not that she really felt welcomed to begin with, but after a very tense conversation, her words gave Ade at least the tiniest bit of closure on the situation. And well, I don't know how she's feeling about it necessarily, but it's a very emotional affair all around. And also in the House Montbelliard, Buccio has been brought in under cover to be able to secretly look into what is all going on, and trying to spy and figure out some shit that's going on. And we will be starting out in a sort of loosey-goosey way. We're going to be very quickly covering series of events that people want to cover in about a week time span, and because there's a lot of moving parts. There's lots of messages being sent and messages that need to be delivered, and so we are going to sort out all that. I'd say the most immediate thing is that a few days after the missive is sent, Muriel will get a letter from the members of the Morn Watch in Navarra, a specialized group of Mortalitasi, who she had reached out to in hopes of finding out a little more information about Aiden, his involvements, and his subsequent downfall. But the letter that you receive back is a little less than promising, as the Mortalitasi writing you says that without a piece of Aiden, they cannot fulfill the request with 100% accuracy, as there's no body or piece of him to act as a conduit to speak with his spirit or memory or what have you. So that is unfortunately less than desirable information being received on your front.
She's understandably disappointed. You're fucking necromancers. You can't tell me if he's dead or not. And so, that's mages.
Yes, I was gonna say I'm sure coming from the specialist in necromancy down here, it's like necromancers.
No, right? It's just it's no. She's about to tear the note up. Honestly, she's a little bit pissed about this, and so she's like, "What am I supposed to do? Send you a freaking finger or something?" You know, like that. That's she's just
Mm-hmm.
And you know, they explicitly say it needs to be like kind of part of him, right? The corpse itself or the body, right?
Yes,
because she has things of him. Like,
yes. Ideally, it is a part of his body.
Right.
Specifically, a skull is usually the most helpful. But
it's like, well, great. If I had his skull, I didn't need you to confirm he's dead. Pretty apparent here. Yeah. So, yeah. She's going to be upset about that. You know, she's like, I should have. No, I'm not even going to go there. So she's going to crumple up the note, toss it in the fire.
All right. Does Muriel have any other sort of plans or courses of action that she wants to enact over the course of this week?
I was about to say, you said it was a week. So yes. I imagine during the course of that week, she is going to discover more graffiti put up by a certain shadowy figure.
Yes, as mysterious graffiti has popped up in 2 other locations.
At least 2 other ones.
At least 2 other locations. It's been a week. It could be more than that at this point.
Right, exactly. And has done the unhappy work of cleaning that off when she has the time and opportunity to do that. But more importantly, she has gone back to the tavern with no name, or bar with no name. I can't remember exactly what the name of the bar with no name is. But she will go back there and engage the services of one slippery eel. To basically say, this job should be easier for you. It will, of course, come with payment. And I just need you to tell me who's doing this, who's doing the graffiti. I cannot spare sisters to employ in this task, and I feel you are better suited for it anyway, being that this is more your speed. So she says it should be a simple task for you to simply catch the vandal in the act, or vandals, as it were, and then report back to me. Do not let them know that you've been seen. Do not let them know that you have observed their goings on. Just report back to me when you have this. And that is one piggy down. And then she will move on to the Duke. Now, it has been made known to her and emphasized in previous episodes, if you've been paying attention to season 3, by one particular very normal servant of House Montbelliard, that there are proper ways to engage and enlist or request an audience with the Duke. One sends a formal, polite request ahead of one's arrival, and then receives an acceptance of said request, and then proceeds to meet with with the Duke when he has the time. Following these instructions, because I imagine there was a short, terse conversation between Reverend Mother Jezebel and the sister about how to
Yeah.
properly,
Yes, yes. Much to Muriel's chagrin,
Yeah.
she kind of got her ass chewed out when,
That-
upon return.
I was not going to color it that way, but like, yes, it was an ass chewing, and so she accepts the ass chewing with grim determination and humility, and basically says, "Oh yes, of course, forgive me, as you know, I'm new here." And and of course, Reverend Mother Jezebel would remind her, of course, that ignorance is no excuse for not following proper protocol. And
couldn't have said it better myself.
That whole thing, you know how this conversation goes. So basically, she will, you're right, of course you're right and wise, and I will be better. I will do better. And so she does, grudgingly do better, and sends a seal and all, like every I dotted, every T crossed, all the things sent through proper channels to request an audience with the Duke, because she wants to know, because they had reached an agreement previously, to pursue the nature of the contract, as well as follow up on any shreds of evidence about the quote ghost of one Marjolaine, and to try to find out also furthermore. So the contract that had been taken out on Aiden Kincaid in the House of Repose, for those listeners out there who may not have remembered, and also this whole business about the masks, because she was working with him on that, so yeah. She will basically follow up on that and see if she can request an audience with him about his progress on those matters.
All right, and I'll say you will get a return letter stating that, we'll say this sort of happens in the middle of the week, give or take, and it'll say that Duke Guillaume cannot speak at present, but he can make time for you at the end of the week.
Fair enough. She can be patient, and fit within his schedule as necessary. And that is, she spends a good. I have to ask our fellow coterie gang party member here, whatever we want to call it in Dragon Age. What is it true or not? Like that the nightmares have stopped? Okay, she will be grateful for that. she will basically like say a soft little thank you, to no one in particular, and yeah. and so basically she will just kind of send that as a single note to the tower addressed to one Aosia. It's just a simple note, thank you, with an M next to it. Like, that's all. Nothing else needs to be said. That we don't need to clue anyone else into that who may be reading her mail or anything else. So that's what she'll be doing. And as far as anything else, I think that about covers what she's kind of been up to during the week. She will also, of course, look for Eel to come back after his reconnaissance mission.
Yes, and we will get into that.
Yeah.
But for now, we will move on to Aosia. Aosia, what are you getting up to over the course of this week, whether personal or shenanigans related to everything else that's going on?
Well, TBH, I feel like the tower is a little bit like, on everyone's walking on a wire because I haven't really fucked around with anybody in a while. I've been very outward focused. So I think everybody probably thinks that like I'm really prepping something big right now.
Everyone walking on eggshells, just paranoid.
Exactly.
Like, oh God, what's she doing?
What am I gonna do? None of you bitches know. But I think there's 3 things on the gay agenda. I mean, the agenda that I wanna cover. First and foremost, I think Aosia is like one person who's really bad at keeping secrets to a degree. Because she's based on me.
Yep.
Immediately has to go. I think she tries to get like a meeting between Ade. And she's a little scared to invite Bukio because she's scared he's gonna judge her a little bit. But she's like, I'm so brave. I can tell Bukio. And she's kind of like, at this meeting, she's gonna be like, guys, I'm pregnant. I told the bitch I may or may not have alluded to the fact that perchance I knew Aiden was dead. But to be fair, she did accost me in an alleyway in a very lesbian way. And then proceeded to be very, like, weirdly sincere and honest. And she was all like, the way I treat you is a front. Like, like, I don't actually hate your guts that much. And I'm not like, I'm not magist the way I seem I am in public, that's a facade I need to put on because I'm just a bitch. And yada yada yada. Turns out she knew Aiden like in the past somehow. I don't really know. Like, is it siblings? Is it lovers? Is it haters? Is it fighters? Who fucking knows? I honestly don't give a fuck. Like, she could stub her toes 6 times and I wouldn't care. But I'll be honest, there was something about her teary-eyed disposition and her weird. I mean, if she really hated me, like, she could have really just kept hitting me with like the "you belong there" slur. But I don't know if I weakened her spirit after 2 weeks of torture, or if like she honestly repented, whatever it was. But I didn't tell her what everything. I just sort of like mysteriously, cryptically alluded to the fact that knew him. He's dead. She doesn't need to keep looking into it and pestering us. And if she tells anybody, I'm gonna rip her, like, vertebrae by vertebrae. But first she's gonna suffer. Mentally, that is. So yeah, I think we're okay for the most part. I can be pretty threatening. The conversation was pretty good. And I did like have her at staff point at one point, and like I thought that she was gonna like lash out. I was like, fuck, now I can kill her. But she didn't. So I just want to make sure everyone's aware. So no one's kind of like, what's going on? I didn't mention any of you guys. I just said I knew. Yeah.
So, here's my thing.
I'm sorry. I know we worked on the lies for so long, but she was honestly like really sincere. I don't know if she's like an amazing manipulator, because if she is, kudos. It was a really good show.
I mean, considering that whole conversation that she had with the Duke about lying, maybe. Also, you said that she has some sort of relationship with Aiden, who was a liar as well.
I know. So maybe they're like 2 peas in a pod. Like maybe they're
So,
toxic.
like, if she does tell someone, you could do something, but something will also be done to you. That's too late.
Well, the thing is that like I alluded to it, but she has like no evidence. So I didn't really give her anything that she could like use. Like she has her word. And we all know she hates me very publicly. So like I could just be
The
like, this is
next thing
lies and
reports to the revered mother.
I
She
don't
may
think it's
not
gonna happen.
have a lot of power, but she apparently has some amount of discretion and oversight. So,
I just wanted to let everybody know I made a very split second decision. Did I regret it in retrospect? A little bit. I was a little mad at myself when I got home, like, to the tower. But I'm gonna stick with where I have thrown my stones. Okay? I've made my mark in the sand. Was it a long shot? Who knows? Who knows? Was it a boomerang? We might not know. But I just wanted everybody to know that either she's a really, really, really good fucking liar, or she's still a cunt faced bitch, but less than we initially assumed. Not that I'm defending her, like, slander her till I die. Fuck her, man. She's so annoying. But within light of the recent event, I thought she was gonna try and fuck me. It was really crazy. And I was kind of like, look, I get it, but like, it just can't happen between us. She also knows me and Frederick are dating. Um, and it's probably because she's been looking at me so longingly and now she's jealous. But, I've also made sure she understands where she stands there, aka thin ice. Underneath the thin ice, there are 7 million knives waiting. I am the 7 million knives waiting. I'm gonna kill her if she hurts my boyfriend. Like I will string her inside out. But yeah, so I think we can like. I know it sounds crazy coming from me, guys. I promise I am not possessed. It hurts me to even say it. Oh, she's all right. It's technically like not as bad. Like she moved up from wretched to horrible. So we've got to give her some props for climbing the ladder. I'm honestly gonna milk her for all she's worth, not like that, but I intend to use her connections to get my man out of there. So I need to know if she knows what the 12-step rehab program is for the church. Any questions, concerns? You have a 2-minute Q&A with me.
I felt like for a moment it was just quiet in there. And they're both just staring at Aosia. And Anna just starts rubbing her temples. I mean, Buccio, do you have anything to say?
And Buccio, before you say anything, I need to look the other way if you're gonna look at me really judgy eyes. And like I would really suggest you understand. I love you very much. I'm a very fragile being. So I would ask that you make anything that is cutting, produced, scathing. May I begin?
You shouldn't have talked to her.
I was just curious, to see where it was gonna go. Because it lost me, and it was kind of like, what the fuck?
She tried threats and it didn't work. So then she tried to be nice, which is even more devious. Just watch what else you say around her.
I know. I made sure I didn't mention anything else. I was trying to be the most vague I could possibly be. My mistake should only affect me. Okay?
Yeah, you're right.
And that's how I intend it to be. So, just wanted you guys to know. Because
I just. I just wished maybe you had given it a little bit more time and thought, because it doesn't just affect you, even if that's what you want. Aosia, she knows that you are welcome in the estate and that you have a good relationship with the family. And so it doesn't just put you at risk, it puts everyone who interacts with you at risk, whether you want it to be that way or not.
Well, not for the Aiden investigation, because like even if she pins it on me, that still doesn't mean that you guys know him.
You
We have a
don't know
discredited severely.
you don't know anything that she's going to do. She's still an unknown variable. I think that's my point.
I'm sorry. I did not consider it through that lens.
Lucio will go over and give her a hug and say, just be careful.
We'll do my best.
He really wants to do the I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed, but he doesn't say that. So
He just thinks it.
Just feel it in the
I feel it in the force.
Just feel it in the aura that he's radiating off of him.
I respect the decision that you've made. And it's fine. It's just a lot to take in.
You guys are really healthy communicators. Fuck. I thought you were gonna yell at me. This is like simultaneously better and worse.
Well,
Don't say anything about it. It's fine. This is me. I need to go talk to her.
thank you for telling us, though.
Yeah, I didn't want to open the door.
Why do you need to go talk to her again?
Because I need to find out if she knows how to get my boyfriend off drugs.
No. No more. Because then you owe her something. No more.
But I could threaten her again with dreams.
She already knows it's you. She'll find a way to go to somebody and pin you on that as like some kind of terrorist or something.
I think she should just wipe her mind. Mhm.
Nope.
I don't know who else.
I have no problem being a jerk to people. It's done me just fine.
Because look, I don't know if I told you guys. I have a lead on how to get the fuck out of there. I have come into the possession of some elite knowledge. But to get out of there, I have to make sure the guy I'm bringing can survive 2 days away.
Well, is the way out, is it feasible?
Yes. So, okay. Long story short, and it's great that you guys know this because if anything happens to me, we can help other mages maybe get out that tumbler if they need it. It's kind of like very much a situation. So, long story short, and access to blood vaults, it's always been the head Templar Knight and one of the head mages, right? It's always been those two. So I assumed it was like you needed the key code or you needed to be a certain level, right? Because it was always the top dogs who were going in. But at the conversation with Cyril, with this whole thing of investigating, and we came to the conclusion that as crazy as it sounds, you don't have to be the top dog. You just have to be a Templar and a mage. But it would never work because we all fucking hate each other. And the Templars wouldn't help us, except mine is mine.
It's both creative, right? It's creative, but also it seems a little, because what if you just forced someone to go.
But how could you do that in the temple, or I mean in the tower, without being caught, without being seen, while getting out with enough time to get into the phylactery and get out without all the other Templars coming to kill you? I mean, that's their main job, to keep us in check and kill us. Anytime we're suspicious, they're sniffing at us like dogs.
I mean, if you're already sneaking with like a, you know, you're already planning to sneak with a group, right? So if you had knocked someone else out, it would have been the same essential level of danger.
Not really. It's like in the main entrance, pretty much, like the phylactery door's pretty close. So you have to bring an unconscious Templar down the stairs, or like in that area, knock him out without anybody hearing
Does
it.
it have to be a Templar?
Well, yes, because it's the head of the. It's always the two of them who go. It's never alone, to my knowledge.
Okay. Well, yeah,
But
well,
this
if
is
it's the Templar, then that makes more sense.
it's a long shot, but it's pretty much the only shot that seemed kind of clear and didn't take 12 years of planning for me to get to like the power level necessary. That would have been like a really long thing for me to do, and the answer would have been right there. But my main concern right now, because I've already kind of spoken with our friend in other flighty places.
Got it.
Yes.
Wait. Okay, yes, got it.
You know? And gave them an update as to what's going on. I'm probably going to send them another dream, let them know what's going on again, just to keep them in a loop. And yeah. That's
Do you have, I guess, a timeline?
my timeline's when I can figure out how to get my boyfriend off drugs. After I know how to do that, I can start setting dates in motion.
Sure. So to be determined.
So TBD, yes. It's like I couldn't stop like crying and laughing when I figured it out with Cyril.
Well, this is attainable. This is a goal, an actionable plan.
In sight. All it took me was bagging the baddie.
Okay. Huh. All right. Yes. Okay. I suppose those things correlate.
Who would have known him pining after me and yearning for me and admiring me and loving me from a distance for so long would lead us to this result, especially when I entertained him and ended up liking him back. My man, my baby. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. My main concern right now is my brother has not responded to any of my dream messages. Dickhead. Our friend in oil and fat. Seems to be a bit spread thin. Don't know what's going on with them. I've sent 2 messages, I think. Can't remember. I sent so many. They all get mixed up. And I don't know what's going on with that. And then I sent Frederick a freaky dream. It had really good results.
Absolutely no one.
Room goes dead silent, and she's just like, yeah.
I mean, congratulations.
I know. I
the
know.
last thing and apologies on the other 2 things.
Yeah, I might just keep throwing it at the wall until something works, you know? But that's all I have to say right now.
I mean, at least if you also get out of the tower, then you can just physically track him down.
Yes, but it's kind of like, dude, why are you not running to see me immediately? Or like, why have I not received a letter? Or like, why haven't you found some other apostate mage baddie who also has my same spell that can send me a dream? I mean, it's so hyper specific. It's actually probably fucking crazy. But, you know, the possibility is not zilch. It's not nothing. So, I mean, first way I could figure out how to contact him, I did. I think I gave Marjolaine a letter. And then she was like, well, why don't you get him yourself? And I was like, kiss my ass, bitch. My situation's a lot more complicated than you think it is, all right? You outsider. Then I got the dream. I sent him a message. Crickets. So I sent him another one. And I was a lot less happy in this one. But yeah, so I have reasons to do. I don't think the tower is going to have like jack shit about lyrium. But I have to do my best. Bukio, if you don't mind, since you're a very learned man with sway in the world, I assume. I don't know what you do, but I suspect it's a lot bigger than you let me know. If you maybe put a few feelers out there about like lyrium and like how to get off it without dying. You know?
Yeah, I can ask around about that.
I'd appreciate it. Because if not, I'm gonna hold Muriel at knife point in her dreams.
Yeah. Let me see what I can find out.
She's gonna give him like a little air kiss. Mwah! Thank you. So yeah, I have a few dreams I have to send out. And that's pretty much what my week is gonna be. My week is gonna be me sending out multiple messages. Moirin gets one every night from a pissed ass little sister, being like,
Okay.
"You're just going to sit there and not fucking respond." I know you can't fucking respond to this spell, right? It's so fucking annoying. Why didn't anybody make a better version of the spell where you can send the dream back or talk in the dream anyway? I am in the white fucking spire, the white tower, the stiffest white dick in Orlais, all right? I live in a phallic prison, and I have a mailbox. It's number 420. So you just send it my way, and I can read it from you any day. You know, I haven't seen you since like our parents died. Yikes. And like you ran and I got caught. I am not mad about it. I'm actually really happy you are free and alive. But like, not gonna lie, if you feel guilty about it, this should spur you on. If anything, I'm telling you to feel guilty about it. Because not that you deserve to, but like in this instance, I'm mad, so you should. I don't actually feel that way though. But light a fire under your fucking ass, man, and get back to me. Every bitch in this fucking continent is so slow. Do not be one of them. Love you. Hope you're safe. Make sure you eat and drink good water.
Okay. And do you send in, other than pestering your brother every single night?
Yes.
We
gotta send one to the whatever that fine ass Spanish crow is called.
Augustine.
Yeah, my Latino king, Augustine. I'm gonna let Augustine be in the loop. Low key, I'm out here like spreading info about the church, like the fucking spire. I'm like, hello, Lord Augustine. It is me again. So happy to see you. Hope Valeria's doing great. have a little bit of an update on what's going on with me and my possible very fun, very great escapecation. Have recently learned, here is my hypothesis. Maybe you could see if you know any mages who have escaped. I don't know if they've ever been successful. But, if you know anything, word goes around. Here's what me and my guy have hypothesized, and I'm gonna tell him the hypothesis.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna be like, once I know how to get my companion off drugs, we will have a timeline. If you know anything about how to healthily and safely get the guy off drugs, and I don't mean like regular shit, I mean like lyrium.
Lyrium.
I would super duper appreciate it if you could let me know through like a letter or something. I don't know if you want to like establish a code. Maybe I think up a code and then I tell you what the code is in the dream. So maybe
horse. So.
So maybe send me a letter being like, yeah, go ahead, and then I'll make it. But like I don't have one ready. So you gotta give me time to think about that. If you want, like, as payback, I can like give people you like good dreams. Like if you tell me I can commission a good dream for you. That's within my power. So yeah. That is all. Arrivederci, or whatever they say in Antiva. Yes, that's where you're from. Bye-bye. And so she ends the dream there, and I think maybe one night she's very upset. Like, like a little melancholy.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna send a dream to Aiden, and it's like not gonna work because he's dead.
Oh yeah.
But I think she like goes through the motions of the spell and like sort of imagines what she would send to Aiden. And it's first her slapping the ever living shit out of him. Like it's like a mega 6, like, angles, like slide of like a slap. Like, you see it this way, then 3/4, then above, then under, then close up, just echoing right across his cheek. It immediately turns like red purple.
Mm-hmm.
He is so stunned beyond belief, and like his cheek is so swollen he can't talk. But I think she just like vents at him, and she's like, you are such a dickhead. And she kind of has the final conversation with him that she wishes she could have had when he was alive. And then she's like, whoever this Muriel bitch you sent after me once you died, I hope you like, not that I want like, the fucking like the wolf to get you, but I don't mind him nipping at your heels for this little act of vengeance. What the fuck was that? Like, I'm over here, I'm sad and I pray for the first time or whatever the fuck, and I say, maybe like send me something to replace the loss in my. You send me fucking cunt face? What good are you dead if you can't even like have sway in the afterlife? Anyway, I hope the wolf did not hunt you down. But you deserve a spooking, very least. And yeah, so she's gonna do the best she can with lyrium research as well. Fuck the shit of Frederick when she gets the chance.
As she is wont to do.
As per usual. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
Okay, I'd say on probably the 4th night of you pestering the shit out of your brother, you yourself receive a dream message.
Oh my
god! And you appear sort of like in you can tell it's not exactly right, but you can tell it's supposed to be an approximation of your childhood home. And like someone else's interpretation of it based off of it being described to them. And you see a elf woman with sort of like short brown hair in sort of like robes that are sort of like covered in fur and various like small ornamentations. And she has she has Vaseline on her face. You can make me a cunning roll if you want to figure out what specifically they are.
Okay, yeah. Cunning. I got a lot of cunning. All right. Oh, okay, not bad. Where the fuck? Where's my sheet? Where my sheet at? Okay, cunning. That's a +2, right? On basis, I got an 11 +3, 14 +2, 16.
Okay. With the 16, you recognize the Valasleen as belonging to Dirthaman, who's the elven god of knowledge and secrets. And you hear this woman begin to speak to you, and said, and she says, "First and foremost, Moirin is fine. He says that he misses you and that he loves you very much, and would also like to apologize for both myself and him, as I did not know what you look like, nor do I technically still know what you look like. And it took a bit of time to try and figure out how exactly to finagle this spell for someone that I had never laid eyes upon before.
Yeah.
That is all for now, and he hopes you're doing well." And fade.
She's gonna wake up like crying. And then she's gonna be like, "That was such a bland ass answer, Moirin." I immediately dream send him back. I'm preloading a dream for him out of anger. I'll be really short about it because I want to make sure everyone else gets a turn too. But she's basically gonna be like, first off, love you too. Secondly, is that your girlfriend? Third, what kind of mage doesn't have dream sending? You have to go get someone else to do it? What kind of mage are you, man? Like, if you're not force mage, like, what kind of mage are you? Because, like, cream the crap. Aside from that, don't know your friend. You can describe what I look like. Maybe paint her a picture. Didn't even introduce her name, by the way. I can't even dream send her back. But next time, write me at least 2 paragraphs. I haven't seen you in over a decade. I deserve more than 4 sentences. I just want you to know that, because this is me being nice. If my next dream is not filled, make her put a picture of you in it too. I haven't seen you yet. But at minimum, 10 sentences now. 2 paragraphs. What the fuck was that? Like, draft it out on a letter first. Come prepared. Or tell your lady friend to come prepared to my dream. Because that was like, honestly, I love you with all my heart. Like, legit, I've cried so many tears over you. Like, it's actually insane. That was fucking pathetic, man. Like, like, have some flair. I took it all. I'm the only interesting sibling. You grew up to be boring. That's what I get from this. That's what I understand. You grew up to be boring or illiterate. So disprove this notion before I cast judgment upon ye. Love you. Make sure you drink clean water and eat good food and wipe your ass. Peace.
And the moment that you close your eyes, you get another very quick dream sending that the woman appears before you once again, and she just says, "My name is Neria," and then it ends.
Miria! Miria, you bitch. I love you, Miria. Oh my god. And he didn't even send her with 10. Oh, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. Anyway, dog.
And,
I'm crafting my next angry team for him. So
anyway, so a lot of sending going on in AOC as a week. But in the meantime, we will move on over to Buccio and see what he's doing throughout the week. I suppose first and foremost question before we get into your shenanigans is, did Buccio put up any more graffiti?
No.
Over the course of the week? Nope, just those?
Nope.
Okay.
He actually only left the estate once briefly. Otherwise, no, he has stayed and has been I don't remember what his role exactly was supposed to be, what he was posing as. Was it
He was posing as a servant from the estate in the countryside who came in with the visiting sister of the Duke.
That's right. Okay.
That was his cover.
Okay. Then he probably has stayed pretty close to that group that he's supposedly working with, but occasionally wanders off when he's allowed some free time, and maybe in the evenings, maybe when it's around cognac time for the for the aristocracy, he'll slip into the secret hallways, and he wants to first look to see, does he smell anything? Does he notice, has anyone else been in here recently? Just to get a feel like how often are these used.
Yeah, make me a perception roll.
Perception roll. All right. So it would be empathy is no good with that. So, oh shit, no, that's a 6. So, nope. You don't smell nothing.
No, do not smell anything. Nothing seems amiss in these secret passageways. They're secret for a reason.
Exactly. So, okay. When he probably gets, and then he's like kind of looking around. He's not really finding anything. Like, okay, well, I'll just have to come back at some point. He also wants to, because servants are supposed to be seen, not heard. So he's going to mostly just listen a lot. Try to see who seems to follow the Duke around the most. Is there anybody who kind of lingers a bit? Maybe when they're not supposed to be there, do they just seem to loiter, linger? Just kind of, maybe even just spending maybe that first day just observing people, kind of seeing kind of who does what.
You notice that his really the only thing that seems out of place is there's been the Duke has been sending sort of his like main courier out pretty frequently, and they've been sort of like discussing a few things sort of like in the Duke's office,
What he would like to do.
sort of like pertaining to these various runs. But that, as for like any like notable people, not so much over the course of this week.
Okay. Maybe when the Duke is having one of his conversations with the courier, I'd like to have Buccio maybe sneak into the secret hallway and see if he can find his way back to maybe somewhere he might be able to listen to what's being said.
Okay, sounds good. And you sort of work your way through the walls and sort of like maneuver until you sort of like find a space that sort of like there's like a crack that peers into the Duke's private office. And as you're sort of like nearing that spot, you see Manon also hiding in the walls, who sort of just like locks eyes with you, like,
and he'll just kind of creep down to a spot kind of next to her, and all right, and then just listen.
all right, make me a perception roll.
Let's hope for better this time.
Let's hope for better this time.
Oh, 9.
Well, it was better.
Can I push that roll? No kidding.
And you sort of like press your ear up against the wall, and you're able to sort of pick out like maybe every fifth word. So you're sort of dealing with like a patchwork that you can sort of get the general gist of, but you can't you can't make out exactly what they're talking about. But it seems to have something to do with this House of Repose contract that was put on Aiden. You can't make out the specifics of like who's being talked to about it or any particular information pertaining to it, but you can sort of piece together that that's what is being discussed.
Okay, so he's gonna kind of glance over at Manon, and he wouldn't know who she is. So, what is her role in the house?
Manon, because Ade would have briefed you. Manon is the Duke's daughter.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna kind of glance at her.
Yeah, she's about between the ages of like 12 and 14.
Okay. All right. He'll stay put as long as she does, just kind of listening. And then if then the courier leaves and the Duke's just left alone.
Yeah. And the courier's there for probably about like 10-ish minutes from like when you get there onward. And then the courier departs and is sort of like left alone, and it like goes to either like writing some letters or filling out some paperwork. And Manon is sort of like turns to you and then just waves and then starts slinking back through the that's when he will
reach out and grab her arm and go
and she sort of like looks around and then she just starts pulling you.
Okay. Yeah. When they get away to maybe a safer place where it seems like they might be able to have a conversation, he's going to say, I was sent in here to look for you. What have you been up to? Spying on your father?
You were sent in to look for me.
Yes.
Did I put you up to this?
No, someone else.
Then who? Was it Papa?
This is where I'm going to use some deception.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So that would be my communication. I'm going to use my...
Yes.
Can I make a communication roll?
Yes, that would be communication.
All right. 8, 9 plus 5 is 14 plus 2 is 16.
16.
Yes.
All right. Right. Who do you say sent you?
The woman from the chantry.
Why does she want you to talk to me?
She said you'd been a very naughty child, that you were spying on your father, and that you should stop with such things, or, well, the Maker knows all.
The Maker.
Come, let's get out of here. I don't want you to get into any trouble, or more trouble than you're already in.
She follows you.
Okay. All right. Lead her out. And now be a good girl and try to stay out of trouble.
I guess I'll go play with my dolls, I guess. And she heads off to her room.
Okay. And then he will wait, and then he will go find Ade.
Okay.
Knock, knock, knock.
Yes. And the door will open.
And he will slip
Oh.
in.
Oh, okay. I suppose.
May I speak with you?
Might as well. You're already here. Yes, of course.
I've had a conversation with someone I found spying on the Duke.
Yes, Manon.
His daughter, yes. You
Mhm.
aware that she listens in on his conversations?
Yes. Remember when I mentioned that she knows all of the... She probably has most of this place mapped? Yes.
Right. What interest does a child have in any of this? His businesses?
You have to understand that the lives of most noble children are pretty lonely, and if they don't have siblings, or there's not someone of appropriate station for them to have as a playmate, they spend all of their time either alone with their attendants who are adults. Which, as you can imagine, is not a particularly great childhood for most people. So, yeah, she gets up to mischief.
I've threatened her that the bad woman from the chantry...
How should take that?
Not well. That the bad woman from the chantry is told her to quit spying on her father and to be a good girl, or something bad might happen.
Well, we'll see how long that lasts. Honestly, I'm not really sure that I'm not really sure a threat will last very long on Manon. So I commend you for trying.
So do you feel you can rule her out as a potential leak? Granted, she's just a child, but bored children do get into trouble, though.
Honestly, if I'm going off my gut instinct, yes.
Very well.
Manon likes to collect secrets, but unless she trusts you, She's probably not telling you much. And honestly, you have to do quite a bit to get her to tell you the whole story, anyways. So, also, I don't think she would say anything that has to pertain to her father, if I'm being quite honest.
All right. Just wanted you to be aware
Oh, oh,
that she should now have righteous fear of the chantry.
Huh. Sure. This is actually just this is an example of her actually being a pretty good child, because honestly, I'm surprised she wasn't like, why would I have to fear some lady from the chantry? But was tantamount to your skill.
Fear of the maker will sometimes keep people in line.
Sometimes.
All right then. Well, I'm
If you caught her spying on the Duke, though, did you hear anything of note?
I did. I heard a bit. I couldn't quite make it all out, but there was mention of I forget what the words, the exact words, the something. I forget what the title was of the contract or whatever. Repose. Okay. I knew it was something with something.
I wasn't sure if that was a Tom thing or if that was a Buccio thing.
No.
I was letting it play out.
Yeah. No, that was a Tom thing. It seems there indeed was some sort of contract out on Aiden, and the Duke knows about it. Did he have any kind of grudge against Aiden?
He didn't. He didn't know Aiden. But
Might be an avenue to pursue.
Yes, I mean, I might go and talk to him, since it seems he's struck up some kind of something. I'll go and talk to him.
Careful what you tell him, though. And I suppose I am supposed to be brushing someone's horse, if I remember correctly. So I must get back to my duties, or I might be whipped.
Offer.
So he'll bow and leave. So, hoping to not.
Time to go braid a horse's hair.
Yeah. This is a cruel world for servants.
All right. Are you going to do anything other than that in the estate, Lucio? Or
anything else going on? Anything else going on over the course
rest of the week
for you?
Really, just observing. Just
okay.
He will leave the estate once, perhaps to get, I don't know, oats or something like that for a horse or something, like some menial task. But otherwise, no, he is just going to be around and seen that he is there, and just listening, just seeing what he can find out. Because sometimes people speak freely in front of servants, thinking that they're stupid and aren't paying any attention. So.
That is true. Then in that case, Ade, what do you get up to over the course of the week? I know you will be speaking to your uncle, but is there anything else you have going on over the course of the week?
I draft a letter. I draft a letter to Florine.
Okay.
And I'm going to wait to give it to her. How many days until her departure?
From when you spoke with her, maybe less than 2.
Okay. Then yeah, I think then night before she is going to head out, I essentially spend most of the night drafting about five maybe different letters, most balled up, thrown in a corner, and then I finally settle on something. I will write this later. I didn't prepare this,
No,
but
all good, all good.
um but yeah, I write this letter and I seal it, and I am going to hand it off to like her coachman
Mm-hmm.
for her carriage in the morning to give to her.
All right.
Um, but yeah, that's what I do on those days. Other than that, I think, okay. I think I will also maybe try and do a little research, but I'm
Okay.
not really sure how to go about doing research. I'm gonna use my social sphere.
A
Uh,
reasonable avenue for
yeah,
you.
I'm gonna go to some parties, I think, and try and do a little digging for rumors. Since Aosia has mentioned, uh, you know, timeline can move up if we get some very important information. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna just do a little bit of digging for rumors about maybe anyone who's had a cousin or a bastard of the family who was given to the chantry at one point, or like, a second uncle removed who was a Templar at one point, who is now no longer serving as a Templar. And how did they manage to like transition from being a Templar back to just being a regular civilian?
Okay. Make me a communications roll then to talk through your circles to see what information you can uh, scrounge up.
Okay, I'm sorry, what was that role?
Communications.
Communications. That plus. That is a 14 plus. Three is 17.
17. Okay. I'd say you sort of like
Unless
spend
you'll let me use my Can I ask a quick question? When we have focuses and skills,
mhm.
how exactly should we go about using those? I have a focus in persuasion. So like if I was trying to schmooze at parties to get nobles or whatever to loosen their lips a little bit by plying them
Mhm.
with alcohol and just playing the room, would that
Mhm.
count for it?
I would certainly allow that. Yes.
Does the focus grant another die, or like what does it do?
It's like a +1 bonus to your roll.
Plus one. Okay, so then 18.
Okay, 18. You spend sort of like maybe like a couple nights going out to like various social gatherings to sort of like get a wider net of people. And the first like couple places you go aren't the most successful. I mean, you hear about like like oh, my uncle isn't like actively serving, but the chantry's not supplying him with lyrium, so now he has to like pay, through like back alley deals in order to get some, or he's got to like deal with traders from Orzammar to try and get some, and all that sort of thing. And the first few instances, it's like similar stories to that, being like former Templars who are no longer serving but are still reliant on lyrium that isn't being supplied by the chantry anymore, so they need to get it through like backdoor avenues. But you do stumble upon one person who she says that her second cousin, who was serving in the Templars, ended up leaving for reasons that she didn't get into, but he did not want to be reliant on lyrium since he was not actively serving anymore, and he just went cold turkey, and it was an absolutely agonizing experience for him. And the family was not sure if he was going to make it for a good while there, but he sort of seems to be on the upswing now.
He must fight his addiction, and it's gonna be really rough.
Yep.
Okay. And I was like, the path that seems most difficult typically tends to be the one that's the most correct, or at least in that vein. So, this is an answer that I can deliver. I don't know if the reception will be good. Okay, I pocket that away. Now, I think the other thing that while I'm out going to these social events, so I think we talked about the theme this season was nature. But I think Ade wants to also try and listen to see if there are any whisperings about the Duke's house.
Okay.
Yeah, just anything, or even whispers about the Comtesse. She's listening for, I think, those.
All right. Make me a perception roll.
Okey-dokey. All right, not too bad, not too bad. Plus, I don't even know if I have the plus in this. Is it perception? It's a +1, so that would be a 13.
13. You're sort of like keeping an ear out, and you occasionally hear someone sort of like it'd be like, oh, the Duke reached out to me about blah 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 blah, and you hear the usual stuff that you hear about Comtesse Solange, of people like trying to be like, oh, I'm going to invite her to my soiree, and maybe she'll be so impressed that she'll like elevate me and blah blah blah, because she has so much sway among the Council of Heralds that everyone just wants to be in her good graces. As for anything scandalous or anything like potentially concerning, you're not hearing anything like that, and if it is being said, it's being said in such a veiled way that you can't pick up on it.
Okay. Alrighty. I think then, other than talking to the Duke, the only other thing I think I would do is just kind of send a letter to Aosia saying, try to do a little bit of surveying amongst the flamboyant crowd of nobles. And it seems that the most promising solution to your issue would be, well, unfortunately, it sounds like a cold turkey and excruciating withdrawal-like symptoms versus your willpower and I guess perhaps this just the support maybe that you have around. But it is a long and excruciating process, but it is doable. It is doable. And I think that's the most important thing here. I'll say it, it is doable. Love A. There's a spider on the wall. I'm gonna. I can't unsee it now. It's really big.
That is always the worst when that happens.
What do we have? Two cats. Come on, y'all. What are you doing?
I know. I saw one of them poking his head in earlier.
Okay. I'm gonna finish this and then I'll go get it. But yeah,
Okay.
that's what she does.
Okay. And you wanted to speak with the Duke?
Yes.
Or do you want to deal with the spider first?
I can speak with the Duke. It's fine.
Okay.
It's not moving.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm watching it. It's not moving.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. I go and speak with the Duke.
Okay. You go and find him. And we'll say
Find
he.
the library.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go to his office. I'm gonna go
yes,
to
I was gonna say we'll say he takes you out to your family's like private garden.
All right. Your petunias are wilting.
Yes, it looks like they're not getting enough water.
Oh, who's? Oh, you know what to do. They are your petunias.
And he sort of just like smirks and then goes and gets a pail and fills it up and starts watering them.
So, and they will also just go and fill up a pail. I think she's be tending to some God, I don't know a lot of flowers. Tending to some violets. I don't know. And it's just like, so, I was curious. Are you
Well, that is out of the
planning-
norm.
Okay. All right. Okay. I was just wondering, are you truly planning to work with this Sister Muriel?
For as long as until I know that this, whatever it is, will not prove to be an actual problem for us, and maybe even help her get a few answers for her particular concerns, because they seem to be at least somewhat connected currently, unfortunately.
Is there anything that I should know? Or that you've debated telling me and you have not told me because maybe you're conflicted?
Such as?
I don't know. Is there anything going on that I should know about so that I don't make things worse? Or I can help as best as I am able? I mean, essentially, I'm asking if it's moving. But slowly. Okay, but I'm sorry, I'm super afraid of spiders.
You're fine.
I guess I'm just wondering if there's anything that is happening in the background that could be bad for the family. that I'm not saying that you wouldn't already be doing everything in your power to make sure nothing bad happens to the family, just something maybe even beyond what you had imagined it would be.
At the moment, it is not seeming to be the case. Things have been quiet for as much of a stir has been happening. But I have not heard anything of note, nor has Solange, to my knowledge, at least outside of the norm. But this contract for the house, I've certainly had to pull some strings in order to get some answers.
And did it bear any fruit?
Does the name Lord Cochet mean anything to you?
Does that name mean anything to me?
It does mean something to
Is
you,
it from the
actually.
first season?
That is from the first season.
Cochet.
You remember Lord Cochet is the teacher. It specifically was one of Aiden's professors, who you all broke into his office, because he was being less than savory towards particular students, specifically those coming from outside of Orlais, and who also, you did not witness this, you only saw the aftermath, but he was himself taken out by the House of Repose by taking an arrow to the throat.
Hilarious. Oh. Yes, that thing rings a bell. If I remember, he had some less than savory things to say about foreigners who like to come and study here.
Yes. Unfortunately, not a unpopular opinion, but he was certainly more vocal about it than many others. But it appears that his name was the one on the contract.
That is very interesting. It makes sense, of course. Would Lord Cochet have had the discretionary resources, from what I know about his family, to have taken out a contract from the House of Repose, who are expensive?
Yes. You know that, actually make me a cunning roll real quick.
You know, the spider is it's just all of a sudden it's fucking speedy as shit. I cannot believe this. I'm being attacked in my own home. You said cunning?
Yes.
Alright, so that I have a +4 for cunning, so that is +13, so that's 17.
Alright, 17. You know that the Cochet family is a more minor house, but they you know that they would have enough wealth to be able to take out a contract. depending on the target, as obviously more high profile people would be more of a pretty penny, but a foreign exchange student, that's a bit more within a reasonable price range.
Yeah. Mm. And you plan to give this information to her?
It is the information that she requested, and we agreed to a to assist each other in this particular matter, as so long as our interests are unfortunately coincided.
Do I remember what she's supposed to do for the Duke? Did I catch that part of the conversation?
She's supposed to sort of scrounge up information as to like why exactly these masks are tied to this event, since she herself had one in her possession from a source that she refused to disclose.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for telling me this information. Oh, it's still wretched. I feel like that you decided to assist one another, but I defer to your good judgment. I'm not saying that it's wrong. In fact, it's probably the best course of action. It's just that she's really unpleasant.
Yes, yeah, I have noticed that you do not care for her.
You know, I feel like I've done my best to be polite, but also she's just got the way about her that I'm not particularly pleased by.
Yes, it did take a bit of peeling away some layers before we actually started having a productive conversation, but it worked out eventually.
She better not have been flirting. Oh my god.
No.
Listen, just because you say no doesn't mean that's not what was happening.
A Chantry
I'm just
sister?
saying, when has that stopped any of those darts from going off and doing who knows what? It hasn't. In the history of ever. Try and tell people to stop doing something, they're gonna do it by the shitload. Excuse my language, that wasn't very good of me. Whatever. Stop getting closer, please.
It is just the two of us. You're forgiven.
Good, because I wasn't really all that sorry.
Oh, I know. I know.
As you know, I'm right. You have all these letters, and we're wasting all this paper. These people writing, Duke, oh, surely you're finally looking for someone to share in companionship, and it's really annoying. It's like, take a hint. No.
You sound like my father right now.
Well, your grandfather did raise me a little bit, so I'm not surprised.
I suppose that is fair.
I would probably say that the assertiveness that I sometimes show comes directly from him. But I'm not here to talk about your lack of a love life, or the 300 letters we've had to toss out and burn in the back this year.
It sounds like you want to talk about it.
No, it's okay. No, it's alright. I don't know.
That is fine, because I do not have particular interest in speaking with you about it anyway.
It's okay. When I find the right person to try and put in your path.
Mm,
You know, it'll be sudden,
I see.
be unexpected. But I'll also probably be right. I'm just saying.
Well, I suppose we'll see if that's the case.
And it most definitely won't be any of the people that I've met recently, for sure, whatsoever, at all, because they're all. That's just no. It's too much. It's too much. Absolutely not. It's too much. And that's what she does.
Okay,
I
sounds
love that the spider started directly across from me on the other side of the living room. It is now on the ceiling, almost directly fucking above me. I'm being
horrible.
accosted. So
Horrible.
here, but
Looking for the best opportunity for backstab. So.
yeah, I'm like, please don't fall on me. Go at this shit. Okay.
Please don't fall or slowly descend. Both would be terrible.
But I'm here, but I'm gonna take care of that.
Okay, sounds good. No, that covers that course of the week. And so Muriel, you have a meeting with the Duke and are expected this time.
She's bringing you flowers.
Oh, what type of flowers?
That's a great question. I feel like she would know a little bit about flower lore, but I don't know for sure. So
Flower lore.
Flower lore. You know how like certain flowers are meant to say certain things, and so it would be flowers that would be evoking a bouquet and arrangement that would be evoking like goodwill, and peace between people. Like I come in peace bearing beautiful flowers, something you can put on your desk, or somewhere in the estate where flowers go. There might even be a few petunias in there, or something like that, so
You get some petunias, you get some carnations.
Right, exactly.
You're like, I'll throw one or two sunflowers in there.
Right,
also.
exactly. Like just a whole wildflower arrangement, and so, she maybe came across some kind of Orlesian text or something about flower arrangements or something like that. It's not unheard of, it's or maybe she came across them in the Summer Bazaar. Who can say, really? But either way, she will come bearing flowers, just something to beautify the estate. Not necessarily the Duke would be into flowers, but maybe he is. But just a gesture of kindness. She can't possibly arrive with delicious treats because she doesn't really have access to that. The cathedral is not known for its delicacies.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah, and she's not Orlesian, so and she can't make these. So it's just one of those things where she's doing what she can in the hi, I'm being nice type of thing, and appreciate you working with me. So yeah. It was announced. Okay, it was announced.
No, not to interrupt, but if it's been announced, then Buccio would like to find his way to the hallways behind and be able to sit and listen.
To be able to listen and snoop in on the conversation.
Very well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Making that little fact known. But yes, you are let in and sort of like ushered to.
She's going to wink and smile at the guards.
And yes, they look a little less annoyed this time because you're actually expected.
You're both looking nice today. Your armor's very polished and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. They did witness that, yeah. And they let you in, and one of the servants ushers you upstairs and escorts you to the Duke's office.
and she'll be talking to the servant on the way, as they walk towards the Duke's chambers or wherever she's going, and she'll be like, it's so nice. It really is nice the way that this is happening. It's much better than having to wait in the foyer or wherever, indefinitely without any kind of notion of how long it might take to see someone, even if it's very important. And do you find that to be true?
I suppose so.
Yeah. How are things here? Like how do they treat you here? Like is it a good life? Is it good?
As good as it can be. The Duke treats us well. I've certainly known nobles to treat their servants worse. So
have I. I've seen that. It's a deplorable thing to see people like yourself abused and mistreated. Everyone deserves to be treated like a person.
and and sort of it leads you up and sort of knocks on the door to the Duke's office, and you just hear, "Come in," and the servant opens up the door for you and lets you in.
Duke,
Sister.
She's like, I don't know if you have a vase for these. I just thought maybe you might like these arrangements. You could, and then she's going to turn around to the servant, or maybe perhaps your servant can, figure out a good place for them. I just thought you might like these. It's a gesture of goodwill.
And he sort of like gestures to the servant and says, "If you would," and the servant goes and takes the bouquet from you, and then closes the door behind, leaving the two of you and
all listeners. Yeah. And she will, wait to have his permission to be seated and then sit across from him.
Yes, and he will gesture for you to take a seat.
Yes, and she says, "So, I understand that you have information for us about the matter with which we spoke a week ago."
I do, yes, and I was curious if you had any of the same, such as where the source of these masks came from. We know that they were seemingly taken from Solange. I was just curious if you had found out any more specific information as to what happened.
Yeah, and she will say that it's like, the last time I was here, our meeting was a little tense. I understand now why, but it seemed to me that you play it close to the vest, as we used to say back in Kirkwall. It's in Game of Wicked Grace, like keep your cards close so that people don't see what you have in your hand. And,
yes, of course.
Yes. Well, I found that not only do you do that, but most noble houses around here do the same. That it is something of a challenge to.
Yes. It is a part of playing the game.
It is. I'm learning. I'm so new to this, and I am learning quickly. Though I'm a quick learner. That the game is being played, and it is difficult to break into it as a new player. Even from a place of certain repute, like the Chantry, is the nobles around here. They play their cards pretty close to the vest, like you do. And but she says, "Never fear, I am working on your behalf, and trying to bring the full focus of my efforts in that direction. As soon as I'm able to tie up loose ends to this inquiry. This other
Yes.
inquiry. Yes.
Well, speaking of, after pulling many strings, I have a name for who signed this contract. Though the answer may be unsatisfying to you.
Well, that wouldn't be the first answer that was unsatisfying this week. You know, thinking back to the Mortalitasi, you know,
Yes.
yeah.
The
Satisfying answers have come from different places, honestly, unforeseen places, but that's
Yes.
neither here nor there.
Yes, the name on the contract was belonging to Lord Cochet, who was working as a professor at the University of Orlais, and before the fulfillment of this particular contract, it seems he was killed during the events of a riot that took place on the campus or immediately outside the campus.
A riot?
And yes, a riot.
Is
was,
this now?
It was
I
quite the talk of gossip after it happened.
I have heard. I have heard from various people in my talks with the university, other university personnel, of this event. It seemed, although opinions differ as to whether it was a riot or a protest or simply a gathering of aggrieved parties, but this Cochet, this Lord Cochet, was it?
Yes.
Did he have it? He had a title. Who was working as a professor at the university, took out a contract?
It appears that way, yes. And the contract was fulfilled posthumously.
Is that normal?
The House of Repose, to my knowledge, is very serious for following through on specific terms of their contracts, regardless of when that may take place. I have heard of instances of contracts not being enacted until some 70, 80 years after they were initially signed, because the fulfillment or the requirement for the contract to be initiated did not become enacted until then.
Wild.
So I would not say it is out of the norm. It may be a tad unusual by certain people's standards, but not by the House of Reposes.
You said posthumously. Was another contract taken out on this Cochet, or was that just an unhealthy result of this quote riot?
That I was not able to ascertain specifically, but based off of what witnesses claimed, I find it unlikely to be simply the work of a riot casualty and more something else. What that something else is, I cannot say with an absolute certainty, but I think you can draw your own conclusions as far as that goes.
Curiouser and curiouser. Nonetheless, I do appreciate your help with this. Is that all the information you have for me?
At this moment in time, yes. I am sure it is not what you were hoping to hear, that the person who filed the contract is already...
Dead.
Yes.
No, it's not. But I suppose the Maker's Justice works in mysterious ways. And for taking out such a contract on Mr. Kincaid, perhaps he got what he deserved.
Perhaps he did.
If there's nothing further that you have for me, I would like to say that I appreciate your help in this endeavor. And I shall continue to follow up on this matter of the masks for you. I don't know of the political games that may be at work here in terms of the mask situation. But as you are someone with a certain significant influence in this city and country, on your behalf, of course, any keys to other interested parties or anything you would like to have investigated, the Chantry would be happy to assist you in that. If you feel that there are certain leads that need to be followed up on that you yourself would prefer not to directly involve yourself in, I offer my services to you to pursue those avenues of inquiry.
I will certainly keep that in mind then.
Excellent. I trust that you haven't heard anything of our Phantom.
Unfortunately, no. The Phantom remains a Phantom.
A Phantom, yes, of course. Well then, and she will stand up. This has been a satisfying meeting, even if certain results are not particularly satisfying. It's okay. You at least were able to return some degree of information that can bring some closure to this particular investigation. And I thank you for that.
And I thank you.
I'm sorry that I couldn't bring more satisfying answers as well. It's a difficult game to play.
Well, if you aim to be in the city long, I suggest you learn rather quickly.
I'm doing my very best. With the aid of yourself and others here.
Well, that is good. Sometimes one's best is not enough.
It's true. It's true. Maker will have to guide my steps. Good day to you, Duke.
And you as well, sister.
Enjoy the flowers.
Thank you.
And then she will, exit the room.
Yes.
And make her way out of the estate.
All right. Bushio, you heard all of that.
Indeed. And he will stay in position for a full half hour after Muriel leaves, just in case. So. As he processes this, as he takes some notes, writes some things down, and then when he feels it's safe to leave, he will head straight to Ade.
Okay.
Knock, knock, knock. Knock, 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 knock. Ade. Ade. Ade.
Takes like 2 minutes, but you hear shuffling finally, and then
You're killing a spider? No, so.
It's like, yeah, this one's the size of a cat.
Exactly.
She'll open the door.
May I come in?
Lucio? Yes, of course.
Okay. And he will relate basically everything he just heard to her, kind of emphasizing the rat is the Duke. He's the one who's cutting deals with people. And he's in bed with the nun.
Rephrase that immediately.
It's like I literally caught them in bed together.
Okay. So just to clarify, because what I got from that conversation is that Buccio witnessed essentially them meeting to make good on the deals that they had, the ones that I know about.
Right.
And the sister is supposed to help figure out what the fuck is going on with the mask, why things are being planted to implicate back towards the Comtesse.
Yeah.
And the Duke gave Muriel the information that she was looking for, which was like who put the contract out on Aiden.
Kind of a gift for future considerations, the way I heard it. They're getting very close.
Well, yes, but I knew about all of that.
Right.
I was just about to say, I imagine Ade is just like, yeah, I knew all this.
Well, no, I knew about all of that. In fact, we just talked about it like literally 2 hours ago.
Well,
So
I've gathered what I can.
I understand where you're coming from, because I think like without that piece of knowledge, it seems wild, right? It seems really crazy. But I did know prior, even to when they were making the deal, that was the nature of like what they had come to in an agreement after he essentially chewed her ass out.
Mm-hmm.
It was glorious. You should have seen it. But I think that here's my thought, right? So I think that, and I have a gut feeling that the same leak that we have now is potentially the same leak that told Marjolaine about my little issue. So it cannot be the Duke.
Then I guess I will need to find Marjolaine then.
Do you think you can find someone who's gone to ground? Because I'm starting to feel like she's conveniently disappeared as the noose was tightening.
Might take some digging, but I think I can track her down.
Right, well, Bucci, I will just say this. Obviously, you know, I came to you with the job, the unofficial friend, whatever, sure. But thank you. I appreciate your looking into things.
Sorry, it's not as much as you had hoped to find, but I just wanted to confirm everything that I found out with what you knew.
Yes. No, that's absolutely fine.
And
I think you're right, though.
There was one other thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be a lovely gesture to send some flowers back to Muriel. Perhaps if they're already dead. But
You want to send the dead flowers to Muriel. Okay. So
it's just a thought.
she really left a bad impression. She really did? That's impressive. Like, that's almost impressive. Especially considering you're pretty like, you're like well balanced.
It's just a wicked idea I had, but well,
Got some edge to you, Puccio, when it comes to Muriel. It's very interesting. You just don't like her. Sometimes we meet people and we just don't. There's
It's
just
true.
nothing to be done.
You only learn what people show you. And with that, I'm going to take my leave. I guess I unofficially quit as a servant of the other house, and I will see you at a future date.
You'll
When
let
I've
me
gathered
know
more.
if you get to confer with our oil and fat-faced friend.
And yeah, he'll probably just head out. So
Okay. And Aosia, while all this is happening at the Montbeliard estate, you have received a letter from Ade, informing you of the most practical solution to your problem, but it may or may not be exactly what you were hoping to hear. How are you dealing with that information?
I'm kind of like, it's kind of like when you see like one of those drug ads, and then it's like results may vary, side effects may include death, dying, nausea, seizures, permanent paralyzation, blah 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 blah. And she's just imagining all the ways it can go wrong. She's like, I've never seen someone detox. I don't know. I need Frederick. This is actually about his medical health. This is like maybe like some kind of like HIPAA. What the fuck is HIPAA violation? So I'm gonna summon my man. I'm gonna think about him real hard. And
I'm gonna manifest him. Okay, and we'll say maybe like 15 minutes later, you just stumble upon him in the hallway.
Oh, I'm so powerful. It only took me 15 minutes to make it happen. Well, hello,
Hey.
fuck face. We're in public.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
My room now.
Okay.
Yes, like smell you later, loser. She's gonna go to her room. She's gonna be like,
Yeah. And more or less about 5 minutes later, you hear a knock on your door.
hello.
Hi.
No, just.
Oh, he opens the door.
You almost made me walk up over it to it like that. Or my maker. So good news ish, maybe more like medium to mild news. We just got a letter. I have been doing some investigations as to the whole kerfuffle we are in. My thing is that no one quite tells you how to get off what you are on.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so I don't know. I thought I was like, maybe there's like a counter thing you take. Maybe it's like they gotta wean you off it like a baby, but like even worse than a baby on milk. Like I don't have a carrot puree I can give you instead. Like I don't really got anything. But got a letter from a friend, and they were kind of like heard from a friend of a guy I know that a guy they know went through a similar situation and said, "Nah, fuck this, I'm out." And then I think the phrase is "went cold chicken" or "cold
O-
pigeon."
Okay.
Either way, it means you stop taking it, and then you go through the 7 trial and tribulations of absolute butt fucking hell. And that includes like every possible horrible symptom that could come from not being on it. Like you might even shit yourself. I still
You're
love
really selling this to me right now.
you. Know, hey, listen, I'm doing a lot for this. Okay, if us being took me shitting my pants, I would shit my pants right now. Okay, that's how down I am for the cause.
Right now, right this second.
I mean, I don't know if I had to go right now, but like if I had it in me, if it was like
Okay.
life or death, and it's like, either take a shit or eat shit, I'm taking a shit. Not to say that I know what it's going to feel like. Like you're probably gonna hate me throughout it because it's gonna be like I've heard it's like agony, man, like agony. So I am not looking forward to you being you, or I would not look forward to it. But if you survive, which I will do everything in my power, which is what I'm focusing on right now, because honestly, I'm quite scared about the fact that there's so many kind of like, oh, like you just suffer and make it out. I don't really like those chances. Personally, I like you. There's not really other guys like you. And like when I like something, I like to keep it. So I would like to keep you. Therefore, I would prefer if like you didn't die to some bitch drug that you were trying to get off of.
That's a really interesting way of is saying essentially crystallized magic that I am drinking constantly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I could like small dose you off me, but like I don't really have the kind of magical essence that just pours off in a sort of tangible way.
Mm.
But from what I heard, our number one option, even though it might not seem the most appealing right now, is detox.
Okay.
So the guy I know, I'm probably gonna have to prep him on that. But if this is, I just wanted to ask you because, like, you have rights in this situation. Right?
Oh, that's good to know.
Yes, you have rights. I'm allowing you to have them. Am I not precious and forgiving and amicable?
Mm-hmm. Continue. Go on.
Do you want to do that? Because I can keep looking.
Well, if it's our best option, then yeah, I think I want to do that.
Honey, it's our only option right now. Like,
Well, then I guess it's what I'm doing.
Okay, I just wanted to know because if you were kind of like, can you maybe see if there's anything else? Because like, this is all I got right now. I can keep looking. But if answered yes, no, then I can start putting things into place, and I can start getting a timeline set up for us.
Oh, okay.
So, like, when do you maybe think is a good time for our escapecation?
Well, I suppose as soon as you're able to get everything in place, we just do it.
All right, I need to send a message. dreams to cunty ass sexy Lord Augustine. And I low-key say that.
What?
Shh, honey, I have eyes. In the dream, Lord Augustine, I know. So great to hear from you so soon. I had the feeling you were missing my vivacious presence. I had to make sure that, we did the whole thing, blah, blah, blah. Aside from that, I would just like to maybe, perchance, ask you if, how soon can you get here? Because I've kind of got a few things working, ready to go. Um, Turns out he's just gonna have to not kick the bucket, but maybe nudge it around a little bit with the detox. So I'm bringing me, my boy Cyril, and my boyfriend the Templar, and he's gonna have to detox. So I might need you to prepare a situation in which he can detox safely when you help us escape. Yes. That is it. So you know where to send your crow. I don't have a pigeon anymore, so I will send my message back with you through the crow I sent last time. We'll take some, but I don't know, man. There's only so much we can do, guys. Yes. So yeah, let me know when you can do. Soonest date we can, and then I'll tell you what my time looks like. So just CC me in the next dream or message, and we will coordinate as a team to make sure our profit margins not just we just want this to be successful. So let me know. Dream end. And I get back up from my little seance or whatever the fuck. I'm like, yep. So I don't know. There's a little birdie in my ear saying that you should pack some for the road so that you don't eat shit and die immediately. Maybe I don't know, a little alcoholic flask of lyrium.
I have a kit.
I don't know what the fuck you guys do. Get a fucking needle injection for all I care. I do care. It's just, I've never actually been interested about it until now. And to be honest, my interest is only as much as saving your life. So. But yes, am I not amazing and perfect? And again, double amazing for finding all of this.
Yes.
Yes. And
you're beautiful and amazing and perfect and gorgeous, and what else can I say?
I don't know, but that was a really good list. But then she's gonna get a little bit serious and kind of just gently hold his hand. And you're like, don't be so.
He'll sort of just squeeze your hand.
And we'll go see your mountains and Antigua. And then maybe find a nice cabin in the woods with 3 floors. Cyril will live in the attic.
I'm sure he'd like that.
It's very private, And we can reunite with my brother Moirin, and then you can go through the 7 trials of earning my hand by asking Moirin. Not that he has literally any sway over this. You could fail those trials and I'd still fuck you and marry you. But it's the thought that counts. How romantic. By the way, turns out he's a boring dweeb or whatever because
You talk to him?
Well, not really. I talked to someone who knows him because I pestered him for 4 days straight because he wouldn't respond to my dream messages. To BH, I don't know if he could have possibly done that. I mean, he's also a mage, but like, I guess he's like,
He is? How
well,
did I not know that?
well, they didn't really mention that, you know? It's kind of like, it was like my parents died, they got me, my brother ran. Also, my brother's a mage, that's why you had to run.
I mean,
What?
I guess that makes sense. I just assumed he wasn't because I don't know. I thought he would have also been here. That sounds bad. Um,
Yeah, no. Honestly, they were a little distracted by the three of us because my mother put up a hell of a fight, and my father put up a hell of a fight, and I kind of lagged behind. And Moira was bigger and faster.
sort of just squeezes your hand again.
But he got the short end of the stick because I'm sure he's not half as beautiful as I am, and maybe a third as interesting, from what I know. It would be really a shame to have a boring brother after all these years. It would I'd have to retrain him, you know.
Well, I obviously can't speak for either of you, but both of you have led very different lives at this point. So,
Yeah. I wonder what kind of mage he is. Because like I'm like to toot my own horn, honestly. I'm like the best. And he can't even do fucking dream sending. Like what does he do? Make fireball? Have a spirit heal his boo-boos? Like I don't know. I'm sure he found the beauty in whatever sad school of magic he chose that wasn't force or spirit magic directly. No way I do it, but whatever. Whatever. You and I, we are going to be. Actually, you know what? Okay, give me a second. Whew. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get a little green ribbon from like my armoire or whatever. And I'm gonna tie it real quick. A little hole. Let me like your hand.
he gives you his hand.
And I'm gonna slide it on his ring finger and be like, "You will marry me one day."
Okay.
And I promise to treat you very well and make sure you are well kept. And to make sure you keep putting conditioner on your chest hair because you have a lot of fucking chest hair. And I promise to try to be fair to you and listen to you even when I am headstrong. And give you really nice looking babies if that's what you want. I mean, I'm sure our genes are gonna like be immaculate if anything. And I will slay all your enemies.
All of them.
All of them.
Wow. A true romantic.
There's no one who does it better.
And he kisses you.
I love my Templar bride.
We
You are-
transition.
Yeah, you are the best, by the way.
Yeah, we transition out of there, and we'll go back to Sister Muriel.
I'm getting married.
Not without the chantry, you're not.
Maybe not in the eyes of the maker, but
Sister Muriel, there's nothing happening here, right? This is all me.
yeah, this is all you.
Okay. Well, I mean, I imagine that she's going to go back and basically stand in front of the docks, the bay, and say to the water, cross the veil and the fade and all the stars in the sky, rest at the Maker's right hand and be forgiven, Aiden. My brother. And she's going to go back to the Grand Cathedral.
Okay. Buccio.
Yes.
After your quitting of your unofficial station,
Exactly.
where do you go? What do you do?
I think he has his work cut out for him because he is now going to try to track down Marjolaine, the woman who does not want to be found.
Oh, yeah? Big, tall
yeah.
order.
So I would think he's just going back to his little hovel and his getting his weapons ready, getting all that kind of stuff, and is probably his next course would be then start to ask around some of his contacts. I see this as something that's going to take him a while to work on. So
Understood.
so
Understandable.
if we have a gap between seasons, that's what he was working on. So
fair. And Ade.
Yes. What am I doing? Is this a wrap up?
This is a wrap up.
Okay. I honestly, I don't. I mean, I think other than like just trying to continue looking into who is either leaking information about the family to implicate them in something, and also like why Marjolaine suddenly went just radio silent.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is what is preoccupied.
You're muted.
Oh shit! Fuck. Did I do it in the middle of me speaking?
yeah,
Yes.
rewind.
Okay. What was the last thing you heard?
Looking into who may be leaking information, finding out why Marjolaine is suddenly radio silent.
Right, yeah. Because also, on the off chance, like, she is either extremely busy or in hiding. And I feel like it's the second one, just given everything going on. And she knows a lot of information about a lot of people that she should not know.
Mm-hmm.
So she is a liability if she is suddenly flown the coop.
That is fair. And I'd say sort of like when you're sort of like your thumbtacks and strings thing of gathering information, I'd say your grandfather actually comes and finds you.
And Ade like stands up like pretty straight. Like very like just very almost hyper conscious, I think, in front of her grandfather. Just like yes, you my lord, how can I assist you?
And sort of like after he closes the door, you see he just walks up to you and hugs you. And you hear him sort of softly sobbing into your shoulder.
I think Ada's just kind of like cautiously kind of puts her arms around him. And she starts to say like, grandfather, what's wrong? And then I think it hits her the only reason, the only thing that she could conceivably imagine would rattle him like this has happened. And oh, oh, uh, and I think she just kind of stands there, hugging him. And there, if she wants to cry, I think that would be like a catharsis for her.
Mm-hmm.
But the tears are just, they don't come. And so she's just kind of stuck there with just a pressure in her chest.
And I'd say that the camera fades on the two of you holding each other as we bring this season to a close.
I see a lone spirit, just grandma, just going to the mother's side.
Yeah, we've gone to the fade.
She's in the JoJo's yellow smoke to the clouds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Wow. Not a downer at the. No, you really did it to me. That's crazy.
Let me just sneak that down by there. Grandma died.
BT dubs. Grandma's dead.
Update.
Can you
Don't
get milk on
worry.
the way home? So
You don't just lose your actual mother. You also lose the one that stepped up to raise you. Sick. Awesome. Oh my god, character development.
I was say, Ada's developed depression.
Yeah, right. She had severe anxiety, but now she also has our fan favorite, major depression.
Ayoshin is still unlocked. Sad basket.
Ah.
Well,
It's
thank
fine.
you, everybody.
thank you. Thank you, everyone who's watched. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we're gonna be back at some point.
At
Season
some point.
4.
We need to bring this to an end at some point.
No, we
And
don't.
And we will begin the negotiations to see when we're going to come back, because we have way too many games we play here. So
We
Although
got a lot of
before we go,
stuff.
I would like to just put out a potential sponsorship out there because
Oh.
know I love to sometimes.
Mini melts?
No. No.
they're so 2 years ago. So
Yeah.
They also burned her too much at this point.
yeah.
Walker's shortbread fingers. If you guys are listening, I love you. Okay, I love you so much. You guys put me on. I thought this was crazy white people food because I'd never had like a shortbread finger.
Oh no, they're so
Somehow
good.
I'm offended by that, but please go on. So.
I don't know. It's just, I'm Colombian. We don't really do shortbread. I was kind of like, why is the bread short? Like, what makes it special? But this is also from. It's baked in Scotland, which also gets my approval, right? Fuck yeah. These things are so delicious, melt and crumble in your mouth. Absolutely love it. I buy a box of 2 because I can't trust myself to control myself with a box of 1. So I want you guys to know I am a very, very, very big fan of what you do. And I would love for you to be a very big fan of us in return. So Walkers, why don't you walk into a sponsorship with Restless Barbarian Gaming?
You heard it here
If you
first.
sponsor us, Vivi will use a Scottish accent for the entire season.
I
Ooh. Ooh,
That'd be
I
will
like
learn
entertaining.
to do it. I'll be broke.
There we go. I think it would be funny if the next season she had a completely different accent. But
I would do it. I realized I was not in Aosia's accent for like most of the session as well. At one point, I heard myself, and I was like, "That's not her."
That's not her voice.
I forgot to do it. But anyway, walkers, walk on in here. All right.
Let's make sure we get a hashtag on this.
Yeah.
So-
I
Hashtag
wouldn't mind,
walkers.
but I don't think it'll get us a sponsorship.
Yeah, hashtag walkers walk on in. And
All right.
I mean, I'll take some cookies. That's fine too.
All right. We will be heading out, folks, and we will see you again next time. Have a good night.
Bye.
good night.